Let's rank the top 10 centers in the NBA. That is for the league today. And I know, I have a feeling we're going to get some wild takes because I know Cam has got some bias in this department. I'll let you start it off because we know your guy should be here and you're going to have him probably higher than you should. But let's see if you can be realistic about your guy.
What do you mean? I'm very realistic.
Well, I guess you got two. You actually got two.
Yes. We're starting bottom to top, or are we just saying the whole list? What do we want to do?
I mean, I don't know how you roll, but that's personal to you. But we're going to start at number 10, yes.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well, in my number 10, I have Ivica Zubac.
Oh, wow. That is low. Wow.
Yeah.
I knew he'd do it. I mean, I'm assuming Bam's on this list. I don't think Bam is a better center than Ivica Zubac.
You're drunk.
Hell no. No,
he's not. He's a better defender than him, sure. But he's not a better rim protector than Ivica Zubac. Ivica Zubac is a better rim protector.
Okay, that's literally the only thing he's better at.
He's better on offense completely. He's better completely on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, he is. Bam Adebayo is still not a good offensive player. He's a negative offensive player. In terms of relative true shooting to the rest of the NBA, Bam is below average, the league average player. We're talking about bench players right now included. Bam Adebayo is below average. That's how bad he's been on offense. He's not better than Ivica Zubac. He's not.
No.
Ivica Zubac catches the ball and puts it in the rim. Congratulations.
What does Bam do?
He shoots.
Again,
he shoots threes,
it's
mid-range.
It's a different skill set. Shaq didn't shoot threes either. It's a different skill set that doesn't make you a better player.
Zubac is Zach. Is Shaq.
See, this is exactly where he goes every time. As soon as you bring up the fact that it's a different skill set doesn't mean that they're a better player. Oh, he's just Shaq, right? Zubac is Shaq. No, obviously that's not what I'm saying. Okay, but there are guys who can be floor stretching centers. That doesn't make them better than the paint dominant guys.
You're right, but Ivica Zubac is not better than Bam.
He is.
And you have to also remember, Clint Capella had his best years with James Harden. Ivica Zubac has his best years with James Harden.
He swears James Harden turned Clint Capella into an all-star player. Clint Capella never made the NBA all-star team, by the way. Bam's taken a step back in the last few years while Ivica Zubac has been on the rise. He's a better rebounder. Is the defense that big of a difference? Perimeter-wise, yes. Interior-wise, I really don't think so.
Yeah, Zubac is a better rim protector than Bam is. Bam's a better perimeter defender. Yes, absolutely.
That's it.
Overall, I would say Bam's a better defender overall. Zubac is better on the offensive side of the ball. Cam, I know you watch the Heat games. Tell me honestly, you like watching Bam play basketball on the offensive side of the ball.
It's not always pretty, but
no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. He's not an effective player. The numbers tell the entire story.
He's negative on the relative true shooting. Like it's that bad, man.
I'm glad you looked down the stats list all the way down to the 30th stat. I'm glad that's supporting him.
That's an important stat. It doesn't matter how low it is on the list. It's an important stat.
It's a culture and everything, but Bam consistently brings his team to the playoffs, consistently anchors an entire defense on his back. He's a phenomenal defensive player, one of the best in the league.
So is
Zubac. Is not touching him defensively.
Brother, Zubac finished. Zubac was second team all defense last year. Bam wasn't. Bam wasn't all defense.
Yeah, he was also like one of the most improved players. So people overrated him. That doesn't make him a better defender suddenly.
Statistically, a better defender last year. I would give Bam the defensive side of the ball still slightly. But he's a better rim protector, and he's better overall on the offensive side of the ball. But whatever, that's close to me. No. I'm not even mad about that. 10 is too low for him, I think. Zach, who's your 10?
I put him on here because he deserves to be on here. When he's healthy, he's a lot higher, but it's not a question of if he's going to get hurt. It's a question of when, and he's hurt right now. That factored into it, but he is still a top 10 in his position. At my number 10, I do have Anthony Davis.
What are you talking about? I thought you were talking about Embiid.
No,
come on, man.
I didn't even want to put him on this list, bro. I didn't.
You went after me. I'm so glad you went after me. Oh my God.
I didn't even want to put him on the list.
I'm sorry, kid.
People are going to forget about Ivica Zubac so quickly, bro.
I shouldn't even bother to say anything.
I didn't even want to put him on the list, bro.
Can we hold on? Behind the scenes, a little behind the scenes. As Zach got here and we were talking about it, I was probing him on like who maybe his 10 could have been or like whatever. He said, I don't know. I might change my 10. Originally, he had Alex Sarr at 10 above Anthony Davis. Okay. So look, I understand the injury scare, and that's why Embiid's not going to be on here, but that's very different because Embiid over the last 3 seasons combined hasn't even played 82 games altogether. That's different than a player, Anthony Davis, who played 70 2 years ago and then 50 even through the injuries last year, and is still played more than Embiid this year. So I get the injury concerns. It's not to the Embiid point where it's career debilitating.
Which is why he's on this list and Embiid's not. Because I didn't want to neither one of them. The injuries are always there. They're always going to be there for the rest of his career. There isn't a time where he's going to play. I don't even know if he gets to 60 games this year.
I just told you 2 years ago he played 70.
That's 2 years. He played 50 last year and is on pace to play 50 again this year. Like, that's so behind him as a player. When he is healthy, he's great like Kawhi Leonard, but it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Okay, but Anthony Davis is still 3 times the player Alex Sarr is. Like, let's not get that confused, and that's really where it matters.
The best ability is availability. But
he
you're
plays
not
50 games a year.
Okay, so we're crediting just over half. Congratulations. You're doing what you should be doing as an NBA player. However,
and being better than Alex Sarr while doing it.
Correct, which is why he's here and Alex Sarr is not.
Oh my God.
The injuries, I didn't even want to put him on the list. I didn't. Embiid's not here, so we will not hear Embiid, which is why he has the slightly upper hand, but they're both the same. As in, when you play, you're great, but when you're not playing, you're not playing. So I can't put you any higher because the rest of these dudes are consistally avaavailable.
That's crazy, man.
That is insane.
Whatever, man.
That is insane.
I mean, y'all are gonna think my 10 is insane. So we're starting off on a crazy foot for all three of us. My 10 is Domantas Sabonis.
Anthony Davis isn't better than Domantas Sabonis.
He is.
He's not.
Sabonis has played less games than Anthony Davis. What are you talking about?
How many games has Sabonis
He's played like 13.
How many games has Anthony Davis played?
16.
Okay, so it's not drastic.
But he's played more games. And when he's played, Sabonis has been worse. He's played 11, by the way. He's played 11 this season, averaging only 20% from 3 and 51 overall from the field. Anthony Davis is significantly better defensively, by the way, as well. Anthony Davis is still one of the 10 best defensive players in the world. Sabonis is a negative on defense.
Okay, but you're also not saying his stats. You said all but his good stats.
17 points per game and 12 rebounds. Didn't I say that?
And how many assists? No, you didn't.
Yeah, he's averaging 4 assists.
Yeah, 4 assists.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? It's not crazy.
No.
It's not crazy, and I don't think it's a crazy gap, but I didn't know Domantas Sabonis only played 11 games this year. Okay, I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
Right. But
that's also not a recurring factor in Domantas Sabonis' career.
I mean, that's fair, and if you want to say that's the reason, that's fine. Even when they're healthy, I don't think that they're close. I think Anthony Davis is an overall more impactful player. He's a much better scorer than Domantas Sabonis is, and is one of the best defensive players on the planet, while Sabonis is a negative on defense. Actively not even average. He's horrible on defense.
I'm not mad at that. I don't have Domas much higher. I don't have Domas in my top 5, if that's where we thought we were going to be.
I was concerned one of you was going to have him top 5.
I don't have Domas that much higher, but I do have him higher than Anthony Davis.
That's wild to me.
The best ability is availability. Again, I didn't realize this was a down year for Domas, so I'm not mad at that. I'll give you that. But it's a simple fact of this isn't a recurring factor, as were Anthony Davis. The 70 games is a fluke at this point because 50 is more to his speed.
Even when they're on up years, Anthony Davis is better than Domantas Sabonis. But go ahead. Who's your number 9?
My number 9 is Bam Adebayo.
Okay. My number 9 is also Bam Adebayo. So we're on the same page there. We're on the same page there.
My number 9 is not Bam Adebayo.
Of course
we didn't think it would be. We saw that coming.
Who's your number 9?
Domantas Sabonis.
Okay. All right. We weren't that far apart.
My number 8 is Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Before we move on, Cam, I completely disagree on Sabonis over Zubac. I think Zubac is a much more impactful player.
That part is agreed.
I think Sabonis is better than you're giving him credit for, but also he's rotting on the Kings, who have consistently put pieces around him that he can't strive with, and he's great as a hub, as a lot of other centers have become, and they get 2 ball-dominant guards who don't like to pass the ball.
I mean, that's fair.
That's not really his fault.
The team around him is not built for him. I understand that. I know he's not as good of a hub as the other centers that have become that. He's never been as good as Şengün is right now. Yeah, obviously not as good as Jokic. He's just not as good of a hub. He's also not as good defensively as those guys. Not even close.
Whoa. He's not as good defensively as Nikola Jokic?
No, Jokic is a positive defender now. Slightly. He's an above average defender now.
What do you mean, no?
He's not a better defender than Domantas Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis is one of the worst defending centers in the league, man. He's actively
that's unequivocal.
This is the other thing about Sabonis is he cannot be the number 1 offensive option. You need somebody to rely on, whereas those other hubs, if needed, can be that guy. But Sabonis needs a De'Aaron Fox. He needs, if DeMar DeRozan was 7 years younger. Maybe that would work out a little better. But.
He's in a dying situation because, like Cam said, DeMar and Zach LaVine are two ball hog basketball players. So to average 17 and 13, he's getting all of his points off of putbacks and tip dunks. Like they're not setting up the offense for him. He's been better as a number 2 option earlier in his career, possibly the number 1 with Fox at some points throughout his career.
He was never the number 1 offensive option.
I disagree. I disagree. I think De'Aaron Fox took over eventually, but I do think in those early years, I do think it was Domantas Sabonis.
Brother, since 2020, he's averaged 20 plus points per game. He's averaged 25, 23, 25, 26. De'Aaron Fox with them. Sabonis never cleared 20.
He averaged 22 seasons ago.
No, he didn't. He averaged 19. He never averaged more than 20 when he was on Sacramento. De'Aaron Fox was touching 25.
And that's 20. But
it's not 25. It's not 25 like De'Aaron Fox. You said he was the number 1 option. It's not 25.
I didn't say he was the number 1 scoring option. He was the number 1 player.
That's what I was talking about. That's literally what I said was scoring option.
Okay. He was still the best player.
No, he wasn't, though. That's the thing.
All right. Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that.
That's fine. That's fine. My 8, we've already said him, and it apparently is lower than Zach has him, is Ivica Zubac is at my number 8. One spot above Bam, so it's not that crazy of a gap. But let's see how crazy of a gap we get between Zubac and Bam for Cam.
Bam's not coming here. This isn't Bam time.
At number 8, I have Chet Holmgren.
What does Bam do better than Chet?
Yes, except shooting.
What?
Yes.
What does Bam do better than Chet?
Everything.
No, he literally nothing. He does nothing better than Chet.
No.
He's not a better defender. Chet's like the second best defender in the league right now. He's not a better defender, not even close to the rim protector that Chet is right now, and doesn't shoot as well as him either. He's better offensively and defensively.
On a better team.
He's shooting block guy, okay? He doesn't have to do anything. He just sits in the corner. He shoots his threes.
Two incredibly important skills.
Corner.
Yes. But those are if you only do those 2 things, you would be considered a role player if you're not one of the best at them.
But except he's one of the best at them. Exactly, that's the point. You can say
but that doesn't make you better than Bam Adebayo.
You can pick apart anybody's game. You can pick apart anybody's game and just break it down to even one of the best players in the world and just say, oh, he's run and dunk man, like James Harden said. That doesn't make them bad players just because they're exceptional and elite at some very important skills of the game, like blocking shots, like perimeter defense, and like shooting threes. This is like calling Shaq a big body slam dunk man. Obviously, he's not Shaq level, but you can't just break down somebody's game just because they're elite at a few things rather than being a all-around type player. I would much rather have a specialist like this who's dominant at these multiple things rather than a jack of all trades like Bam Adebayo, who really has not mastered anything other than the perimeter defense.
Y'all said, what is he better at? He's better at perimeter defense.
That's it.
He's better at
maybe
playmaking and passing.
No, he's not.
No.
Yes, he is. What are we talking about? He's averaged 5 assists for multiple seasons.
He's averaging 2.4 this year.
I know, but that doesn't make him suddenly not a better passer than him. He's a better passer, unequivocally.
In what sense? They don't run any offensive schemes through Bam Adebayo. Like he's not a hub. The ball's not going to Bam to make the next pass like that. Like Bam's getting the ball in the scoring. He's the last pass. Chet is running through the offense. They're getting the ball to Chet to actually move the ball around. Bam is where the ball stops.
They run a different offense now. That's the thing.
Okay, but even Bam at his
still
peak,
a better passer and playmaker.
This is marginal though. You're talking about he's like a league average versus Chet doesn't do that. That's not important when we're talking about their best skills. He's league average at that at best.
Below. And they both are. I'm not saying
that's the point.
Phenomenal playmaker. They're both below average.
And that's the point. It's not like a huge thing in Bam's game to where like, oh yeah, that's the thing that carries Bam over the top of Chet.
Okay.
All right. I mean, that's what he says anytime he has nothing else to say. Anytime is lost.
I've said what I've said. What do you want? What else do you want me to say?
I want you to look at and be realistic and know that Chet Holmgren is
realistic.
Chet Holmgren is the second best defensive player in the league right now and is a better offensive player. So how is Bam over him?
Bam is a more versatile defender than Chet Holmgren.
And that's it. All right. I mean, I wouldn't even consider that to be true, but that's quite literally it. This is pure bias.
I don't even know if he's that much he is a better perimeter defender, but I don't think it's that crazy. I don't.
It's not that crazy.
It's that wild of a margin. I think it's the same way when you talk about interior defender. Chet's a better interior defender, but I don't think it's that crazy. So to
No,
me,
it
that
is.
evens out.
No, interior
I don't know if
defense,
it's
Chet
that
is
crazy.
significantly better.
He gets more
I think
blocks.
Bam's still a good rim protector. He's still averaging 2 blocks a game.
He's always
So,
been a good rim
he's not
protector.
bad.
You might not get blocks, but the percentage at the rim has been some of the best in the league.
The percentage at the rim
that's
when we're
not a fact.
affecting the shot. I'm looking at it right now. When he affects the shot at the rim, it's minus 4.3% when he's affecting it at the rim. Chet Holmgren's is a minus 12% when he affects the shot at the rim. He is 3 times more effective when he is contesting at the rim than Bam Adebayo is. That's how significant the gap is of rim protection between those two.
And he's also playing on the best defensive team in the league.
What does that have? It's one of the best defensive player teams in the league because of Chet Holmgren, because of his rim protection. Yes, they have other great defensive players, but he's a part of it.
Yeah, he is a part of it.
It's like taking away from Dennis Rodman's game as a defender when you talk about him on the Pistons being like, oh, well, yeah, that was a great defensive team overall.
No, but
he's a piece of it.
I'm not saying he's suddenly bad. I'm just saying it puts numbers into context. Like, yeah, if you have a bunch of great perimeter defenders and then you put a backline defender, of course his numbers are going to be better than someone who doesn't have as many great defenders on his team. Is that not true? Am I lying? Am I lying to you? Am I lying? Is that not a true fact?
No, the numbers are going to look better because of the team percentages as a whole. I'm not saying
That's
you're wrong
all
on
I'm
that,
saying.
but also you're discounting it for Chet because he's probably one of, if not the best defenders on the team, on the best defensive team. So he's what helps
I'm not
complete
saying he's not a better rim protector. I never said that. I'm just saying he's making it seem like there's a huge valley simply because of one single stat he's looking at.
I don't.
The
percentages don't. Yeah, the percentages don't tell the whole story for me. Like
I think you're inflating it.
I don't think it's a crazy gap.
Right. There's a mix of the stats and then what you see on the floor, and I think you have to give both context. You can't just quote one stat and be like, "Oh, so he is just on the other side of the earth in this." No, he's on the best defensive team in the league.
No, if you did watch Chet and his impact interiorly, we're talking about rim protection. He is significantly better at rim protection than Bam Adebayo. That's not close, and that hasn't been close for the past 2 years. Bam has actually improved as a rim protector from last year. Last year, he was even worse as a rim protector.
It's to Cam's point, though, is when the offense is going to struggle perimeter to even get close to the paint. So by the time they get to Chet, they're not going to be getting off as good of a shot as they would with Miami. That's what he said.
I understand that. I understand that. Even if you put Bam into that defense on the OKC Thunder, he's still nowhere near the rim protector that Chet is.
His numbers get better.
Slightly, yes. They would not triple.
I don't know if they triple. I don't know if they get to Chet's, which is why I agree that Chet's a better rim protector than Bam. But his numbers do get better.
I never said they don't get better.
Exactly what
they
Zach said.
don't triple. They don't triple.
They don't triple, but
that's the point we're making, bro.
No, Chet's still a better rim protector.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're saying the same. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying exactly what Zach is saying.
No, but you're saying it would get close to where Chet's is right now. I'm saying it would not touch it. It wouldn't sniff it.
No, I don't think it gets close. I don't think it gets close.
Closer. But what is closer? Like 2%? That's still half of what Chet's doing right now.
Chet's still a better defender.
He's a better defender and a better offensive player overall, across the board. Like, he might be better at certain skills, but is Chet better on defense? Yes. Is Chet better on offense? Yes. So there's just no way that Chet could be under him on a ranking.
All right. Who's next?
I mean, I wish you could be realistic about your teams, man. Like,
what are you talking about? I am being realistic. I'm not putting him at number 3.
You're not.
Okay.
Was that your number 7?
That was his 8. He had Chet at 8.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Your 8 was Zubac?
Yeah.
Okay. My 7 is to Zubac. So I'm not too much higher. But also, I have Anthony Davis lower, so we would have him in the same spot because I'm sure Anthony Davis is coming up for you. He better not be in your top 3, which would be absolutely asinine. But I'm sure he's coming up soon, so we would be. He would be in the same spot. So I do have to be Zubac at 7.
Okay, well, I mean, Anthony Davis is not at 7. I'll tell you that. Number 7 is Jalen Duren. What's the problem?
Anthony Davis is not better than Jalen Duren, bro.
Yes, he is.
No. Jalen Duren has holstered that Pistons defense. He is the cornerstone of their defense.
So is Anthony Davis. What are you talking about?
Anthony Davis is still better and still an better offensive player as well. Because Jalen Duren, as as much as he's improved as an offensive player, he's still not really creating his own shots. A lot of his shots
he never
are
will.
being...
He never has.
Exactly. And how can he be better than Anthony Davis?
Because he's still he's a different style of player. Again, like Arman said, Shaq never created his own shots, but he was still able to dominate. Now, I'm not saying Jalen Duren is Shaq. I'm giving you another example. His strides, bro. Defensively, is Anthony Davis better when fully healthy? Yes, but he's not there and he's not playing, and Jalen Duren has drastically increased on the defensive side of the ball, and he's averaging 18 and 12.
Yeah, he's not as good as Anthony Davis offensively or defensively. No. Anthony Davis is averaging 20 right now, and he's a more impactful defender across the board at the rim and on the perimeter.
In 14 games versus Jalen Duren's 29. He's
16.
played every single game.
16, brother.
Okay, in double the games, the numbers really aren't that crazy. Anthony Davis is averaging 20. Jalen Duren's averaging 18.
Yes, so Anthony Davis is averaging more points and is a
more games and a smaller sample
more
size.
Impactful. Yeah, but you're talking about it like he improved from last season. Last season, he was averaging 24. If anything, he's only going to get better from where he is right now. And some of those points, by the way, is stunted because he's left games early. Realistically, he's still around a 22-point per game scorer while being a more impactful defender than Jalen Duren is. I'm not ready to say Jalen Duren is above him off of a 29-game sample size when I know who Anthony Davis is, which is still a top 5 to top 10 defender in the league while also being a 20-point per game scorer.
In 50 games.
That's fine. I would take that over 70 games from Jalen Duren. If I can get a healthy Anthony Davis into the playoffs, even if he only played 50 games in the regular season, I would much rather take that going into the playoffs than Jalen Duren leading my team. And I would much rather have Anthony Davis for a season. Obviously, I would not make that trade, but for a season, for a run, and Anthony Davis next to Cade Cunningham over a Jalen Duren.
Right now in this season, no, I would not. I would rather have Jalen Duren. Top 10 centers right now, no. I would rather have Jalen Duren.
I mean, you made that clear. You had Anthony Davis at 10. That's fine.
You're disillusioned, Zach, on this one.
I'm not. I'm really not. Anthony Davis is the reason why he's been such a great defender is because of his versatility, his athleticism. That is gone now, bro.
It's not gone. He's still one of the most impactful defensive players on the planet. He affects at the rim, and he also is an incredible perimeter defender when he contests. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No, Anthony.
Yes.
No,
brother.
Perimeter defense. No.
Yes, he's still in the top 15, top 10 percentile when it comes to perimeter defense.
Where's Jalen Duren?
Not there.
Perimeter defense, league average.
Where are we getting these numbers from? There's no way you can convince Anthony Davis is a good perimeter defender, bro. I'm not worried about Anthony Davis guarding the perimeter. Not at all. Interior, absolutely, but this is the same case for Jalen Duren.
When he's guarding, when he contests, Jalen Duren affects it a minus 2.4 from the opponent's average field goal percentage. Anthony Davis is a minus 6.1.
Oh, here we go with the triple.
I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm telling you the stats, and you guys disregard the stats because it doesn't support your narrative.
No, it's not that. It's just also an eye test.
Here's eye test shit again. Eye test wise, Anthony Davis is a better defender still too. I don't know what to tell you.
I disagree.
That's whatever. All right, so that's my 7 is Jalen Duren. Cam, who's your 7?
Bam Adebayo.
All right, that's fine. As long as I'm
still taking Jalen Duren over Bam.
He hasn't said Duren yet.
Oh, okay. Damn, okay.
Neither of those two are better than Chet Holmgren. But
no.
Jalen Duren, I think he's better than Chet.
I mean, look, man, if you think just because Chet's the third option right now that Jalen Duren's a better player, I hope you believe Amari Stoudemire was a better player than Chris Bosh. Yeah?
Don't use my players to make an argument against
that's what
me, bro.
That's what I thought.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's what I thought.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And that's very different. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we saw Chris Bosh as a number 1 option for several years before that.
And they didn't get to the playoffs. I mean, they got to the playoffs 1 or 2 times and got bounced in the first round. And to be honest, that's what I think would happen with Chet. He can be a guy that averages 20 plus per game, maybe not efficiently, can be the number 1 player on your team if your team is only going to get to the first round every other year and get bounced. That's what I think Chet is. That's fine. I'm not saying Chet Holmgren is this crazy, impactful player offensively and can be a superstar. But what I'm saying is that's what I believe Chet Holmgren to be, about a Chris Bosh level of player.
Right.
And Jalen Duren now, at least.
Jalen Duren is better.
Well, Jalen Duren right now, at least, is about an Amari Stoudemire level of player.
I feel like these are going to fall like dominoes because your 7 was Jalen Duren, Arman.
Yes.
Yeah, my 6 is Jalen Duren. So they're lined up in the same spot. It's just a discrepancy of Anthony Davis, who I cannot believe has not been said yet, by the way. That's crazy.
And you're not going to hear him yet because number 6 is Chet Holmgren.
He's not top 5. He is not
Yes,
top
he
5.
is top 5.
My 6 is Jalen Duren.
Yeah, thank you.
My 6 is Jalen Duren.
Bro. Anthony Davis is not top 5.
Yes, he is.
No. He's definitely not better than Chet Holmgren.
Yes, he is.
No.
He's better on his own as an offensive player. He can create more for himself than Chet can. Is Chet better as a rim protector? Yeah, he's a better rim protector. But Anthony Davis is a better perimeter defender still.
What do you mean he can create better on his own? Anthony Davis isn't running ISO point. He's not taking the ball from the top of the key.
That's not what I said. I didn't say like create from up top, the top of the key. I'm saying if you dump it down low to him, back to the basket, he's better than Chet Holmgren is.
Because Chet Holmgren still wants to be a guard. He's just a guard in a center's body.
Then he's still got a ways to improve. You're projecting for what he's going to be in the future.
No.
I'm talking
what he
about
is right now.
Okay, well, right now you just admitted that he still feels like he's a guard in a center's body. Anthony Davis,
he scores like a guard. Anthony Davis just scores like a big. It's different levels of scoring.
Okay,
but who's scoring more then? Can just face up.
But who's scoring more then?
Yeah, because he's not playing alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and J-Dub. Like he's not getting. How many shots a game does Anthony Davis get? Because he leads the Mavericks, where Chet's getting the 3rd most on his team. The numbers are going to be skewed, but he's still efficient scoring. It's just a different.
Of course, he's efficient, and I know. But you're acting like Anthony Davis ain't efficient scoring right now. He's averaging. He's 52% from the field, 32% from 3, which ain't bad for Anthony Davis, even though he's not a 3-point shooter like that. Back
to the basket, yeah, AD is a better player in that regards, but when it comes to offensive efficiency on less shots, Chet's averaging 18-4 or 18-5 versus 20.
I'm not saying
you give Chet 4 more shots a game. He's averaging 22, shooting 57% from the floor.
And I'm not saying he's not playing better than him so far this season, because I would say that's an argument right there.
Which is why Chet is better than Anthony Davis.
Yeah, but you have Anthony Davis at 10, so your value of Anthony Davis is not realistic. But what I'm saying is, even if Chet is playing slightly better this season, which I don't even know that I believe, that's marginal. That they're close together. What I do know about Chet Holmgren, this is more narrative driven, but it's still something that I need to see disproven before I can rank him any differently, is that he gets big bodied in the playoffs. Yes, they won a championship with him as their center, obviously.
Correct.
Was it a little in spite of him? Sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes I feel like he can be a liability down the stretch when it comes to playoff situations because he's a twig.
He's not Cat.
He's not. He's not Cat, obviously, but he's a twig and he gets pushed around. And that's something that I'm going to have to see on the court is different in the playoffs before I rank him over Anthony Davis.
There's no way you have Cat over Chet. There's no chance.
I already told you, Chet's my 6.
What?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Bro, Cat is not better than Chet.
Bro.
What?
No. Stop.
That's crazy. Stop. I heard you say stop the first time, man.
No. He's only a better 3-point shooter.
I actually heard you say stop about like 2 times the time that Cam said. Because I'm hearing you twice right now.
He's only a better 3-point shooter. That is it.
He's a better scorer.
Bro,
overall.
He's better score. Like, you talk about a valley, that is a valley.
No, it is not.
Aside from Jokic, Cat is probably the best pure offensively center in the league.
He's shooting one more 3 per game and shooting 36 while Chet's shooting 39.
It's volume, bro. He's also the 2nd best player on the team.
I don't think it's a crazy gap. I don't.
It is a crazy gap.
No. There's no valley. There's no valley between that. No.
And again, this is more narrative driven, but Chet Holmgren, and I said it again, he has a role player skill set with a superstar translation, right? So he does 2 things really well. He defends at the rim and he shoots wide open threes and jump shots. That's very different from a guy who was getting a bunch of his shots on double teams, on triple coverages as a primary scorer on high volume. Yes, he is.
Nobody's double teaming. You can't with Jalen Brunson on the floor. You cannot. You cannot afford to double team leaving Jalen Brunson open.
This is the other thing. This is partially going off of Karl-Anthony Towns' performance from the past few years, knowing who he is. Is his three-pointer down from what it was last season? Yeah.
Way down.
Yeah, but it's a small sample size, and I trust him to get back to where he was. I trust him to still shoot like damn near 40% from three,
40%,
which is better than what I trust Chet to do, which is also why he's averaging 22 right now, which is still better than Chet, but he's going to get back, I trust, that he'll get back to 23, 24 points per game, which is why Cat is not even my number 5. Cat is you would have been more upset. Anthony Davis is my number 5.
I figured Anthony Davis would be here by now. He should have been off the board. And I agreed. Cat's doing phenomenally, but he's also a traffic cone when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, which got exposed in the playoffs. Or else the Knicks would have had a chance to compete for Larry O'Brien, but they didn't because Cat doesn't know how to guard. And that's not going to change. Cat just didn't get better overnight at defense. So moving forward throughout the season, I still trust Chet drastically more on the defensive side of the ball. Is Cat having a down year from three-point shooting? Yes, but Chet's also a three-point percentage shooter as well. He could shoot 40 and is on pace to shoot 40 this year on a lower sample size. Cat's getting 16 shots a game. Chet's getting 12. So there's your 18 to 22 points per game right there. Cat is the second best player on the team. Does he get a little more defensive attraction? Maybe, but nobody's doubling Karl-Anthony Towns because you cannot with Jalen Brunson on the floor and his ability to play, make, and create with open shots amongst his teammates. So Cat is not seeing double teams on the regular. I don't think it's a crazy gap, but I do not have them far apart. But Cat is 5, and I'll get 4 out the way because it's Chet Holmgren.
Look, no. Cat. I understand the liabilities that come with Cat, and I believe some of them to be true. But Chet is also a liability when it comes to the playoffs, like I said. And also, the bigger problem with the Knicks the past 2 seasons, which is still a problem this season, so I don't trust them going forward anyways, is the fact that they have no bench rotation. Their bench rotation is not good.
They don't have interior defense.
Yeah, that's also a problem. That's also a problem with them. I understand that. I get it, and that's something that they should address. Just because Cat doesn't do that, and the Knicks have that as a liability right now, does not make him a worse player, because if you plug him into a system where you get a better perimeter defender next to Cat, he works a lot better in a team like that. As soon as you see him in that role, people are going to overinflate him and say, whoa, what happened to Cat? He's doing so much better. And now, all of a sudden, he's not a defensive liability anymore. Obviously, because he gets next to a great defensive player. He doesn't control the construction of that roster. They don't have a great defensive player next to him, and he's not a good defensive player. But what is better about Cat's game is he's an overall better offensive player and can handle more of the workload on the offensive side of the ball.
So you're saying the Knicks don't have another big defensive player, or they don't have any good defensive players? Because OG Anunoby is a great defender, and so is Mikal Bridges.
OG
they're two
is
phenomenal.
They've
perimeters.
significantly regressed.
No, they have not. They've not significantly regressed. They are still
especially
two of the best defenders.
Especially Mikal.
Mikal is not one of the better defensive players in the league.
No.
Anymore. He's more offensive oriented. OG is a great defensive player, don't get me wrong, but he's not a rim protector.
If Cat plays alongside a rim protector, which when he was still with Gobert was the guy. Cat didn't get better on interior defense playing alongside Rudy Gobert. Was he better than he is now? Potentially.
Overall, he gets better defensively because he doesn't have to do that. And I'm not even saying he's a better rim protector when he's next to a rim protector. What I'm saying is that part of his game gets covered by somebody else, so he doesn't have to do that. So he's overall more efficient, which he was when he was next to Rudy Gobert.
Okay, but he's not anymore. So if this was next to Rudy Gobert, Cat, you might have yourself a case. But that's not who we're dealing with.
But we're evaluating them as players. We're evaluating them as individual players.
Absolutely, we are. Absolutely. Now, the same way that you can sit here and say Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby regress, I can sit here and say Karl-Anthony Towns regressed defensively. Was he better when he was a better defender in Minnesota? Sure. Cam agrees with that. He said he probably was. But that's not the Cat we're dealing with. We're dealing with New York Knicks Cat. That's what we're talking about right now. Now, was he once a good defender?
I don't know who he is as a player.
Correct. And that's can't hold a candle to Chet Holmgren on defense. And I don't think their offensive games are as drastically crazy as you think, except for three-point shooting. That is the only thing that I think is a valley, quote unquote, between them. And Chet's still shooting a higher percentage right now. Now, will that be the same at the end of the season? No. Cat could bounce back to be a 40% shooter, but Chet Holmgren has the same capabilities.
I honestly think the three-point game is the only thing that's not a valley between them offensively. Yeah, I think they're comparable level of three-point shooters. Everything about else offensively about the game, creating for himself down low, the post moves, Cat is a lot better.
He's not Okay. All right. Okay.
Cam, who's your 5?
My 5 is Cat, and then I have AD at 4.
Wow, AD above Cat. Okay, I have Cat at 4 and AD at 5. But I'm not even mad.
And that one was kind of tough. I know you talk about the availability, but I still do think, when Anthony Davis is able to play, he's able to make that swing.
We've been saying that for how long?
But he still plays a good amount of games. It's not like
when he plays. When he plays.
But he's not Joel Embiid. Brother, he's not Joel Embiid. This day-to-day Davis
He's not missing seasons.
Yeah.
Like you're making it seem like this guy is like literally not playing. He's still playing a majority of games.
No,
yes, he is.
50.
That's a majority of games.
Numerically, yes. But when you talk
what else is majority?
When you talk about a system, when you talk about a system in an offense, having somebody there just over half the time is not effective. Like again, we're going to feed into the numbers.
More effective than
all right, so if Devin Armani plays 15 games instead of 50, it makes no difference, right?
What?
Exactly.
I don't know what he's trying to say.
I have no idea where you're trying to go with that.
You're saying that 50 games doesn't affect the system. Yes, it definitely does. Because let Devin Booker not play 50 games, instead play 15. It'd make a huge difference.
We've seen it. Devin Booker hasn't been playing a lot this season either. He's been dealing with his own injuries alongside Jalen Green, and we still put ourselves in a great position. So Devin
Booker must not be that impactful of a player then.
All right,
if the Suns are still winning games without him. Oh man. Oh, he just said it. No, you're right. Okay. No, you're right.
All right.
No, you got it, man.
You got it, man.
You got it. No, you got it, man.
You do the same thing Cam does. Y'all love to drag away from the conversation as soon as somebody makes a valid point. Both of y'all shut down. Okay, well, let's just talk about something else. Like, come on, bro.
I think I found the flaw to make a funny joke, and that was all.
All right.
All right, but we got the same. For all our arguing, we have the same top three.
And I think it's in the same order.
And
there's these are called valleys, Cameron. These are valleys.
Sengun is 3, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yep.
Don't you? Yeah. No. Okay. Don't do that silent shit. You know he's 3.
What are you talking? I literally just said yes.
No, but you hesitated way too long to say yes.
And then Wemby is 2.
Yes.
All
right. And Nikola Jokic, obviously best player in the world, still is number 1.
Yes.
Mark Williams.
Right.
Number 1.
Yeah. All right. Look, I feel like most people are going to be with you, Zach, on the Chet thing, because people are putting Chet in like Alperen Sengun conversations.
No, there's still space between them.
I'm just saying what other people have been saying. Some people have Chet and Sengun in like the same tier of player, which is crazy to me. You had Chet at 4?
4? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's high. But Cam, you put Chet at 8?
Yes.
Yeah, that's worse. Yeah. That's worse than Chet at 4. But Anthony Davis at 10 is probably the worst. But
that's egregious. That's the worst ranking.
It's really not. It's really not.
Yes, it is.
It is really bad.
It's really not. He's closer to 10 than he is to 4.
No, not even close.
Yes.
No, he's not.
Because he should be at 5.
Yes.
But
no, he should not be. He shouldn't be anywhere near the top 5. 8, I'm okay with as the highest, but that's it, bro. He's not no top 5 because we're gonna keep saying when he plays.
When he plays, because he played 70 the year 2 years ago and 50 last year, and he's gonna end up playing 40 plus this year, 50 probably.
No, he might get 40, maybe.
He'll get 50. Don't worry.
All right.
But Cam's got to go because he's got to go to work. So we will see you guys later. We will do the power forward version of this. If you guys like this, so make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see the next video when we do that, the power forward version of this top 10. And if you want any more content from us as well, make sure you hit the bell to get notified when it goes up. Join the Discord server if you want to tell us who had the best top 10 center list. There will be a poll there for you guys to vote on. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Later. It's so weird having an argument with you behind the back.